Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, G-Motive. My name is Greg and this is my latest little toy, the two-seater Roadster convertible Mark II Audi TT. This is the 3.2 V6 or VR6 and it's the early DSG Steptronic gearbox as well. Also four-wheel drive Quattro. So it goes away a little bit from the theme in my channel because every car I present to you is my daily. However, this being two-seater, I cannot do the school runs and take my kids in it, so it is a toy but still owned by me, and I would like to make a full review. So as usual, we're gonna look on the outside, on the inside of the car. We'll do the very important sound check. I'll talk about the engine and every little bit that I've seen so far, anything kind of quirky and unusual and annoying as well. Just trying to see if this Audi TT today presents a good value, can be good fun, proper sports car or not, or is it just too late for it and, you know, no bother. So let's have a look on the outside first. So the second generation Mark II Audi TT has run from about 2006 all the way until 2014. The car, full-size grille, which is really nice. The first generation Mark I ended, you know, in 2005, and this has been much improved generation in my opinion. You could still have the same engine in the Mark I. But body styling is just completely different car. So this one has optional adaptive xenon headlights, which are really cool. So they turn in the bend, they follow the steering wheel. So this is really nice to have. I think it's hard to say how much of optional extra it was when you ordered one. So I think they were between 30 to 35,000 pounds. When ordered new in 2007. This one has slightly bigger wheels. These are 18s. They could do with some refurbishment, but it's got Continental tires on all four corners, which is very important for this being Quattro with Haldex system. So obviously you want the same sort of tire on each corner, so it gives you the best performance it can. I'll put some stats on the screen now in terms of the size, how long it is, how wide it is, and the wheelbase, also how tall it is. It's not a very tall car. It's nice that it's been kept from previous generation, the fuel filler cup being aluminium. Gives a little bit of sportiness. Moving towards the back, quite nice taillights. Didn't age as much, I would say. Nice Quattro badging and twin exhaust, so all real stuff. We're gonna hear it later, and I will show you now because it's got a little automatic spoiler. I believe it comes up at certain speeds on its own, or it can be triggered by a button just inside of the car. You can have a look at it now. Yeah, very cool feature. So this car, like most of these cars these days, have multiple owners. Before me, I think it had 6 owners. However, the service history is amazing. It's mostly Audi. The Haldex system has been done twice because you should do it every 40,000 miles. So you had it done at 38 and I believe 72. so I don't have to do anything with that. So the car's booked for MOT, which is here in the UK the roadworthiness test for every car they have to do every year. So it's due in about a week, but I have it booked for tomorrow. And the car also needs engine oil and filter service, because it's expired by 2 days only. So I think the intervals for this car, looking at the history, it never been on the same oil for more than about 6,000-7,000 miles, which is pretty good, I think. And looking around the car, it's in a pretty good shape. There's loads of stone chips, as you can see maybe. So it is a fast car. You know, they pick up stones very easy. But in general, there is no major dents or scratches or anything like that. I've done my polishing and hard wax to the body. It looks like it's been sprayed here. If you can see, this is more matte, less shiny bit of paintwork just there, and there's some bubbling coming here. But overall, for the age and mileage, it's 95,000 miles on the clock now. I think it's pretty good. Also, the roof is been cleaned by someone, and I think they must have used the pressure wash. So they done the lines. You never do pressure wash on this roof. So I had to clean it again, soaked it through. I used Autoglym cleaner and protector. And to use that, you have to really soak that roof. So you use the soap first, then you clean it, and you have to soak it right off without pressure, just literally soaking the roof for all the soap to come out. And then you can apply the protector once it's sort of still damp but dried out. So it took some time, but then I know now that there is no leaks on the roof, there's no damage to it, and it works fine. So actually, let's take a look at the roof operation, and then we're gonna look on the interior of the car. So you tell me, how do you like it more, with the top down or with the top on? I think either way it looks pretty cool. I like it whichever way. So let's have a quick look inside. Okay, looking at the interior, so I think it's quite a nice combination, being black with cream interior, cream leather. It looks pretty cool. The only problem with the cream leather is, as you know, it over time it gets a bit worn. So someone has been trying to, I think, spray it. They sprayed it with something that, you know, it's been oversprayed. It was oversprayed. Here you can still see a bit of it. I was cleaning it, and I was picking up a little bit of it's quite moldable, like plastic something. I guess it could be a leather spray. That's how it is. And it's a shame, because in general they're not really damaged anywhere. You know, it's the usual signs of wear, but then you got this discoloration now from the spray that they've used. So I've cleaned it as much as I could, and it's fine. For the price of the car, which I'll tell you later how much I paid. It's pretty good. So looking at the door cards, a slight glue coming off in places, could be quite common, but this bit is not worn. You've got your Bose sound system, which is incredible as well. You've got your buttons for the fuel filler cap and the boot operation. So interestingly, the boot operation can only be, well, the boot can only be opened in two ways, which is from your key, the button on your key, and also that little button on the door, which I just showed you. There is no physical button on the boot to open it for you. So if you have only one key, like me, and you manage to lock it in that boot, there is no going back to it if the car is locked. So you have to be very careful. A bit annoying sometimes because you just want to put your stuff in, and if you leave your keys in the ignition, you have to keep coming back to the door to open the boot. Another thing which is very common for these is the bonnet release handle just here. So there is a plastic pin that comes inside, and they just break. They break very easy, and but don't worry, it's a DIY job. I've done it. It was the first job that I did on the car. It was about £8 on eBay, and you take away the cover for the fuse box, and this trim right here only clips in. A little bit of that just to get that one out, and then you can access to remove the old pin out, and then you're putting panels back together and you're pushing the new handle in. So it was fine. It took me a little bit longer because someone was playing with it, and the holes wasn't really taking the pin back in smoothly, but I've done it. So if I've done it, everyone can do it. So that was about £8 to fix. Yeah, so interior, I've cleaned it all nicely. The seats are manual, so back and front, up and down, and the backrest all manual adjustment, and it's got the lumbar support, which you can inflate and deflate. They're generally quite comfortable. Also behind the seat there's little storage compartment just there, and it's the same on the passenger side, so that's quite cool. You've got the storage, lockable storage for your other bits if you wish, which is quite cool. But the coolest thing here is look at the size of that subwoofer from Bose sound system. There's one here and there's one behind the passenger as well. I'm telling you, the sound system is so powerful that I've never had it more than halfway, probably 50% volume. And also when I listen to my drum and bass, I have the bass at about -2, because it just gets too much too quick. So yeah, I don't think you'll be crying for poor sound quality if you got the Bose sound system. So the interior is really cool, even today. So this is the button that operates the rear spoiler. If you had optional Magnarite, there would be another button there. So this is just standard suspension, coils and spring, but they did come out on Magnarite, which can be problematic and maybe somewhat expensive to fix. Well, I don't have it. I don't know how it feels if you got that option in, but it feels good as it is now, so I'm not really bothered. Your roof operation switch just there, and just below, this is really cool as well. You've got your built-in wind deflector, which sits just there, just here. And if you press the button, it does come out. Mind you, having this out, it will prevent the wind, but then you can't really see in the rear view mirror, or very little. So that's for more of a motorway cruising, I would say. Around town there isn't that much wind even with the top down, so you don't need it. It's got the Steptronic paddle shifts. You got your track and radio station adjustment on the steering wheel. Not every car has that. I haven't worked out what this does yet. I need to look into the manual. That's your volume button obviously there, your wipers and your lights on the other side. It also has cruise control, not an active one, but nice, you can still cruise around. It doesn't have automatic headlights, although it does have these nice xenon headlights which turn. Daily driving lights, yes, it's nice, but they're all yellow bulbs. So what I've done, I've actually upgraded the position lights to LED bulbs, as you can see here, and that brings it a bit more up to date in my opinion. And I found this pair that doesn't give you an error on the dash. I can, if someone wants, I can link the Amazon seller in the description, so you can order some. They were about £22, but they do their job, so I'm very happy with that. And standard dials, Audi of this era. You got, well, everything, nothing to explain here. The middle section, just like back in the day. Now you could have optional extra in terms of satellite navigation, like a little screen here. This one doesn't have it, but again, that would be just outdated now, and as long as I've got my Bose sound system, I'm more than happy. These also, the buttons, and there's no wear on them, because I remember like Audis of that era, especially A4s, you could always see the wear of those plastic buttons, but none of that happened here. So I wonder if they use different kind of material for TT. And also the air conditioning controls are beautiful and they feel nice to touch, and when you adjust, it's absolutely lovely. So I think heated seats came as standard. So heated seats, you've got, that's your usual gear selection of the era. Nice brushed aluminium trim here, and on door handles, and again this side is a little bit better. It's not worn at all. Yeah, so very Audi like design. A few extra bits, make it nicer being a TT. This is static, you can't fold these. That's your anti-roll protection. So the roof works fine, just folds weirdly on this end, but it doesn't affect its working, so I'm not really gonna play with that. So one issue I have and I need to sort, which you're gonna hear in the video, I think it's a ball joint, hopefully, or not so hopefully, something to do with steering rack, because there's some knocking when you turn the wheel. And also AC isn't working, and I traced it down with my Autel to being control heater valve, which is just sitting on the AC compressor itself. It shouldn't be very expensive, but you need a car up in the air to access the compressor itself, because it's right at the bottom. Just let's have a look under the bonnet, and then we'll do the all-important sound check. So engine in this car, quite clean. I give it a little once over, but that's about it. I can't see any obvious oil leaks. I don't think these are very problematic. The only sort of thing to look at will be the timing chain. They like to kind of start making noise about this mileage now, about 100,000 miles. I don't have a record of this being replaced. I believe it sits on this side of the engine. For the VAG sort of Audi specialist, maybe they don't need to remove the engine to have both chains replaced. but for easy access and maybe a few more jobs, like once you're there, some garages may obviously try and take the engine out for it. Obviously then it's more labor intense and I think more expensive obviously, but you're probably looking at about £1,500 to have the job done. But then there's nothing really else on that engine you have to do. Really good unit. This is the V6 or VR6 3.2, naturally aspirated, so no turbos to worry about. And I don't know how without a turbo, but this thing is so quick, and it's quick from the start, from the get-go. It doesn't need revs to keep it going. Obviously when it gets to certain revs, it's just wow. We're gonna have a look on a test drive in a minute. So other than that, you got your auxiliary belt and all equipment on the other side of the engine. Again, so this, I'll tell you, because it's booked for MOT and service tomorrow, so I'll put on the screen here somewhere how much oil goes in it. I think the oil consumption can be, especially with 2 litre TFSI, I think more so. I don't know about this one. You guys can tell me if you know. And I think very good engine, very good engine. I think later Mark 1 TT you could also have with that 3.2, and they were just weapon because the car weighs about 1.5 ton, just under, so it's not so. This is aluminium. Most of the body parts are aluminium, steel doors I remember, and maybe boot lid. Most of the panels are aluminium, so the car's quite light. It's a shame that this engine is quite a bit forward, so it's just past the wheel line here. Imagine if that was pushed all the way towards the cabin area, then the handling would improve so much as well. But let's start up, and you have to listen to this engine. Also, just before we take it for a drive, I just want to show you something. So this is the boot area. See, this is my recording equipment. So normally this is kind of closed like this, and this is how much boot you've got. It's not terrible, not amazing either, but doesn't matter. And this is the toolkit that comes with the car. And imagine this, compare it to new cars. Like in my Peugeot 408, you can't even change the fuse box because the manual will never tell you which fuse box goes for what, and it just tells you to visit the workshop, and that's it. So with this one, you've got these different tools. So that one here is interchangeable with this, and my lights were a bit foggy and you know, just a bit worn on the outside, so I had to remove them to have them cleaned. And you actually, all you do is you take one of these tools, one of these with longer extension, and you come round and you can remove your headlights with that tool. It's one bolt here, one further down, just there. This plastic comes off, and there is one more bolt just deep inside there. But obviously that extension is long enough for you to reach it. And you've got the electric connection, and that's it. The headlight comes out, you can take it out. So you can do your bulbs yourself, you can do air filter yourself, it's just a cabin filter you can do yourself. You know, don't pay anyone. Everything else is kind of, you know, within reach on top. So you can do certain things on this car yourself. Right, let's take it for a drive. Alright guys, so I have to keep my GoPro quite down low because the car is quite low. but I hope it will record quite well. I'm losing battery on that phone, so let's go ahead. We'll see. We're not gonna go far because the car doesn't need very far to get to some speed. So just my local roads here, hopefully before it starts to rain. As you can see, it's a bit cloudy now. So gearbox, you got your sport and manual modes, also the paddle shifts. You see the gear numbers here. Currently in drive, doing about 20 miles per gallon, which is, I think, pretty amazing. And I think for the sound, we're gonna go without the roof for a moment. Oh, and also I'll let you know from the MOT tomorrow, because listen to this. I'll be quiet now, but listen to that. Don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's not when the car is stationary. Oh, it is a little bit actually. I just hope it's not a steering rack, nothing to do with that. It's maybe a ball joint, but you can hear it. So that's one thing. I'll try and pop somewhere here on the screen what it was and how many millions of bitcoins it did cost me. By the way, I don't have any bitcoins, so it'll be my hard-earned cash that I have to pay to make this right. But the car deserves to be right, and I think I'm just going to show you the little start with the roof down, so maybe you can hear the back of the car. You can hear the exhaust better. Okay. So the cool thing is that you can actually bring the top up as you drive along, which I'm doing right now, because then you'll be able to hear me a little bit better. And that's it. Blow a little bit on. So yeah, the sitting position is okay. I suffer a little bit because I'm quite tall and I would like my seat further back. But when it is further back, it's touching the wall and then it's just squeaking non-stop, the leather versus the plastic. So it just squeaks and drives me nuts. So not amazing in that sense. However, they're quite comfortable. They hold you really well. The bolsters on the side. And otherwise it doesn't feel that cramped as some sports car can feel. So everything is nicely laid out. You reach, everything's within reach. So pretty cool. There is no storage unit here as such, and there is no armrest, which annoys me a little bit to some extent. So it's something like this that acts as a sort of your armrest. Let's try and go this way. The green light. New bit of tarmac. So we're driving in a normal mode. This gearbox, the early DSG, can be quite jerky in the city drive. That's the opinion that I've heard online, and I can feel it sometimes with maybe first, second gear. Like sometimes the gearbox doesn't know where it wants to go. But other than that, it's in the fifth gear now, doing 25 miles an hour, and I felt no gear changes, all the way up to that fifth. So even now, nothing. So using the paddles, you go down, you just see how quick that is. It's pretty much instant. So I was gonna turn around here and give it some beans before we sit on the traffic lights again. We might go further up. So yeah, the steering wheel feels really good. It's adjustable up and down, back and forth. Let's go around. Okay, let's see if we can catch up to this car there. So normal mode, floor. Don't want to lose my license, please tell anyone. But this thing is quick. So the throttle response is amazing. I don't know if you can do any sort of map in this car. There's no turbo, but it just feels way quicker. So 0 to 60, according to the book for Roadster, is 6.1 seconds. Now if it's manual, it's slightly less, which is weird. And if it's coupe, it's even, I think it's 5.7. So this is 6.1. But I had faster cars, you know, V8s that I've done on my channel, and you know, that feels just as quick, if not faster. And you've got your Quattro system, which holds the grip all the time, and you can do corners, and this car really invites you to find your limits. Although I don't do it, of course, but you know, if you overdo it again with this car, a little bit in the bend, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It will hold there. I think the exhaust is standard. You can comment because you've heard it. We did the sound check already, so see what you think. In general, Audi quality build is good, and is good here as well. The plastics aren't terrible. You got leather all the way up here actually. It's all soft. This is a bit scratchy there, but you got leather here. This is quite soft. You know, it's nice. You hear occasional squeak, especially in my case from that door area, and I'm not sure why. I can't hear it now, which is great, because that's where my other camera is. You got funny visors here. That's it. That's all you get. There you go. Small mirror, night lights. And that's about it. You don't have your glass storage compartment. You got your glove box illuminated. You've got the cup holders just here, which are quite nice because the middle one is small for your Red Bull or any drinks of that size, and two larger ones. So it's okay, but it's within your elbow reach, so weird. So let's go to the manual mode now. So it's in the 5th gear. Let's just try and listen to the gear changes, see if you can hear it at all, but they're super quick, honestly. So we're gonna shift down now to maybe 2nd. To normal. I don't like it in sport mode because it just holds the gear very long. Well, unless I needed it all the time. I'm not a big fan of paddle shifts. You've got them in your car, you hardly use them. But in this car, you want them, and they stay on the steering wheel with you. So you go around and it's just instant. It really is. This car has had the gearbox service, oil filter has been done, and the Haldex was done twice, like I said. Good oil changes, good intervals, spark plugs, everything. So it really drives fantastic. It's just that creaking noise, but you can't hear it now. It goes away at speed, which is weird. So maybe it's something to do with steering. I don't know. Well, fingers crossed. The discs and pads are quite new. The Continental tires are pristine, so it shouldn't need anything else than maybe whatever that noise is. But honestly, so coming back to value for money, and this being, you know, option good or bad into 2025, I think it's an amazing value for money. I honestly do, especially this 3.2. They're quite rare. So 3.2s in comparison to just other 2-liter ones, the production numbers were about 1 to 17, and there's been Roadster even more, you know, rare than the others. So a very rare car indeed. I think currently on Auto Trader, when I was looking, we had about 7 in total for sale, Mark 2s, 3.2s, right? Where you have a few hundred of normal ones, coupes and 2 liters and stuff. So quite a rare car, and if you can get away with, you know, just 2 seats, you can actually daily this car, because having, I don't know how it sounds on the camera, there is quite a bit of tire roll, fine, fair enough, but it's actually, with the roof closed, it's a normal car, and I can happily cruise motorways in it. It's not noisy, not tiring at all. You got your heated seats, your ACs, everything you need, and it drives superb. The throttle response is so amazing, that you really have a nice time, and cruise control with it. So I think it's a very good option. So you're asking what I paid for it. I paid £2,900 for this car. Imagine that. So yes, it will need an MOT, which was due in about 18 days when I bought the car, but I drove it, you know, felt good in many ways. Little gamble there. I don't know how much more I have to spend if anything comes up, but it just feels so good. So I'm really hope. I like the service history, I like the bodywork, you know, how tidy the interior is, apart from the silly spray on the leather seats. I think it's a very good proposition. So it's a full proper sports car for £3,000, right? So I think, looking at the market, if I was to advertise it, I'll probably advertise it for 4.5. You know, depends on how much work I have to do, but or even £4,000 if I take for it, when I no longer want to enjoy it. So it is in the highest tax brackets at $760 per year, which is not perfect, not ideal. The insurance group isn't that high, and the fuel consumption isn't too bad either. So according to the books, this car should be doing about 20 miles to the gallon around city, which it does. And then on the clean motorway runs, it can go up to 38 miles per gallon. Well, that is insane. That is really good. And your mixed driving will take you somewhere around 30s. So it's not bad at all. What else can I tell you guys? Obviously the sound system helps. I'm really blown away for, you know, what you can get for £4,000 these days. We're quite lucky to be in this time where these cars are sort of old, but they were good cars, right? They were like £35,000. Proper sports car back in the day, and now you can get it so cheap. And if they were looked after, they'll be fine. You know, they'll be fine. People map these, people put more power on them. You can tune, you know, visual tuning to the car and make them look even cooler. I think it's a very cool car. It really matches the reviews that I do on my channel, because it's all the cool cars that everyone maybe wants, but they're quite afraid because they might be expensive to run and highly depreciated, but very cool cars. So that's why I like to find and buy. But I do try and get them in with nice service history, with someone hopefully I know. And also I would like to make more videos more often, but it's so difficult because obviously it's just me, and I will have to buy and sell cars a lot to be able to give you the content in even once a month, you know. So it's difficult. I can't really do that. I have to keep the car for some time, because then, you know, if I sell it, then there's money coming in and coming out. I don't know. I don't understand this, but I don't want to be triggered by any issues with taxes or other stuff. So, you know, I work full time anyway, I pay my taxes, so this is my hobby. But yeah, I would like to share it with you guys, because I think it is very, very good car. This, for the money, it's wow. Even if you have to do timing, right? So if someone's advertising at 4, timing hasn't been done, you know, just haggle a little bit, say £1,000 off, because I might need a chain. Sometimes they'll be fine with it. So yeah, I mean, 18-inch wheels, so tire costs, it'll be normal. It's nothing really that expensive on these cars. I don't think anyway. I'm gonna find out tomorrow now. So yeah, guys, so if you find it interesting, you like the car, the reviews I do, please subscribe, please give me a like. I'm much appreciated. If I'm wrong with anything, please do comment and let me know. Also, others can see it, then I stand corrected if I am wrong with anything I told you. Obviously my own experience in sensational driving is personal to me, so you can't fault me on that, but any technical stuff that I've said, yeah, please do. And if you got something nice to share about one of these, also, yeah, give us a comment. So thank you very much, guys. I will be back soon. I've got another video coming up, and as you know, I also review my lease cars that my wife is using currently. So it's the Peugeot 408 GT, which I took to south of France, not last summer but before last. So, and I still haven't done the video with it. I've got all the bits to put it together, but so that is the next video I want to do for you, because it was amazing, and I want to show you how the 1.2 PureTech engine can deal with family of 5 fully loaded and going to south of France. We did almost 4,000 miles on it. So that is my next goal, to do that video out. But yeah, I think that's all for this one. One last rev. I see you in the next one. Thank you.